Today, Precarious plays
Metroid Prime. So here I am with the gravity suit. I've got purple ball now. This, I think, is really when the morph ball really visually makes sense again. Because there's something about this color and like the little notches that they effectively like carve into the side, even though it's still full because it has like somebody poured a bunch of resin into it.
Yeah, so that it would roll better.
Yeah, but the cups that they carve out whenever you get the spider ball,
Yeah.
I think that they look a little silly whenever you have the orange morph ball. But I think this is a good looking morph ball. And now everything works again. It's kind of funny how I feel like this is like the primary use for the gravity suit throughout the series, is to let you move around in aquatic environments. And I don't understand if maybe it's another translation error.
Yeah.
I do not understand why they go, oh yeah, the gravity suit lets you move around in water.
I mean, it would, but
Would it? And this is pretty specific to Metroid Prime, but like here's the thing about the gravity suit, it clears up the murkiness of water. It just turns underwater into exactly above water.
That is a little fishy. You're welcome. You needed that. You know you needed that.
I did. Thank you.
You needed the shame from sitting next to someone who would make that joke.
Now, what I need is for you to leave. Don't come. No, I'm kidding. Come back. Come back straight away. Come back. In Metroid Prime 2, there is a more appropriate, like, underwater exploration upgrade, right? They give you, like, a jetpack. And it's an underwater type of jetpack device, right?
Right.
It lets you boost around vertically whenever you're underwater. And it feels like it was always intended to be that. Because you don't get the gravity suit in Metroid Prime 2.
Ooh, look down.
Yeah, there were a few fish trapped in ice.
I know earlier,
the
but
previous one.
I just wanted to see it. It was cool.
So that's always bothered me. I've always wondered why the gravity suit, which is clearly just supposed to be focused on exploring underwater, why it's not just called like the aqua suit or the hydro suit.
Yeah. Yeah, that is weird. Like, that does make me feel like there was some sort of mistake. But
Because, you know, barrier suit came out the way it did.
yeah. Huh. I've really thought about that before. Well, now you have your favorite superpower. Kinda.
Yeah, right?
Wow, gravity! I get to manipulate gravity, which means I can swim better. I think that's like part of the whole superpower thing, though. Like, once you dream of being something amazing, and then once you get it, you're like, oh, this? And everybody else is like, yeah, it's so cool! And you're like, yeah, but this?
Yeah. Kind of like how anytime somebody brings up the power of flight, this is one of those things where it's if you stop and think about it for a little bit, you realize that there are a lot of flaws with just saying, like, I wish that I could fly. Like, I wish I could just do what Superman does and take off into the air and fly. And people just love, like, more than other powers, I find, they just love to point out all of the stuff that would happen if you were to just do that, right?
Yeah.
So I know certain nerdy types, myself included, they now, whenever they talk about flight, they're like, and all of the shit that it would take to run it. Okay, smart ass, I know what you're gonna say, and just fuck you. I want to have flight, and I want to have thermal resilience, and I want to be able to resist high pressures, and I want to be able to hold my breath for a damn long time.
I want to be able to turn into an airplane, and I don't want, any of the, oh gosh, I forget the agencies that monitor, like, air traffic, but
I don't want to deal with any bullshit air traffic control.
Yeah. It's like, let's just assume that all of that can be true because this is a thought experiment. So there.
Yeah.
You know what my favorite superpower is? And it's not like the most powerful superpower, but it's just one that I think I would enjoy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Odette punched me, everyone. But it was an accident. But I just wanted to.
It was an accident.
I just.
It was just an ass. I'm an ass. I'm sorry.
I just wanted everyone to know why she said sorry, because otherwise it sounds weird.
Yeah. Well, the thing that I come back to pretty regularly.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, like, manipulating gravity is, like, really cool, and Dr. Manhattan is pretty much a badass, so I could just be like, I just want to be like Dr. Manhattan, you know, if I wanted to be, like, really powerful.
Just have, like, molecular reconstruction capabilities.
Yeah, just be blue skin and not give a fuck. Like,
Just be really buff, even though he could probably look like anything. He could look like a really buff duck.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny that you mentioned that because, like, Dr. Manhattan has, like, an aspect to him that I like. But I wish that I had, polymorph that was not dependent on, that I didn't have to remain the same size and shape all the time. So, like, instead of just being...
So, like... Tonks?
Like Tonks, but Tonks changes herself. And I think that she's somewhat limited by her, like, mass.
Really?
Isn't she? Now I don't remember very much. I thought that she just changed, like, what she looked like all the time.
What is... Well, no, there's a whole school of magic dedicated to...
Transfiguration?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what transfiguration is.
Yeah, so... But...
And there's the whole, I can't remember what they're called. Harry Potter Animorphs.
Yeah, and Animagus.
Animagus? Animagus?
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna stick with that and hope that I'm not wrong because I like Harry Potter and I care. But, so, yeah, Polymorph. I think that it would be incredibly fun to have Polymorph. For a multitude of reasons. I mean, just the cosplay benefits alone would be amazing. I could just be like, I'm gonna dress up like Bayonetta today. Oh, poof, Bayonetta. Damn, I win. Or I could be like, I want to fly, and then I could transform myself into a bird and then fly around for a little while and see if that was any fun. Or I could, you know, be like the world's best haunted house helper.
Yeah.
And just like turn into whatever and just be like the haunted house itself. Mm-hmm. I don't particularly like haunted houses, but I know that people appreciate them and I would consider it a public service if I were to volunteer as a polymorph. You know? Mm-hmm. Like, I think that that would probably make my life the most fun.
I believe...
And I could probably help a lot of people too, but if, you know, we're talking about superpowers here, and everybody's always hung up on how many people they could help if they were a superhero, so...
I think I need power bombs to go through here, but I'm gonna take a quick peek. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so...
But... I think that the power that you're looking for in D&D terms, I think it's true polymorph.
Yeah.
I think that's the one.
I mean, that would be really interesting to me, because I think that it would allow me to experience all kinds of things that I can't as a human being.
And I also think that it would allow me to get perspectives on things that I wouldn't be able to otherwise. I'm always very curious about how and why.
A really tiny perspective.
Yeah, I could get a really tiny perspective. I could get a really tall perspective. I mean, it would just be really interesting. Like, think of all the shit that you could do if you could just fundamentally change your appearance and structure whenever. You know?
Yeah.
Like, you can be anything you want to be. Like, really. Like, really. Like the American dream power.
Yeah, instead of having to waste all of the time we do on costuming.
Yeah, exactly. Anywho. So,
You can freeze these.
I did not know that. Well, no, I knew that since we started playing.
You saw me do it earlier. I just wanted to say it out loud because I'm a clever Clarice.
So, where are we? Like, in the
What are
game
we
right
doing?
now? Yeah, what are we doing? We just got the gravity suit.
And we're going back to the frigate to explore it now that we will no longer be hindered by the water. I can't remember what you get from there. Just because of how many dead ends I keep running into. I want to say that it's going to be the grappling beam, but I don't know that for certain. That said, I have this feeling that I don't exactly remember the environment where you get the X-ray visor.
Yeah.
And it's been a while since I got the visor that I'm using currently. It's just there are only so many things left to give me. It's either gonna have to be the plasma beam, which I don't think it is, because it seems a little early for that. It's gonna either have to be the plasma beam, or it's going to have to be the X-ray visor, or it's going to have to be grappling beam. We'll be back at the frigate tomorrow.